Chat, I can't. Oh, this is sick. Chat, we can't play the game. Let's go. Press any key to proceed. Yeah, I'm pressing several. What the fuck? Hold on. Nice, the game doesn't work. Sick, I like it. All right, chat. Hopefully those settings actually save. Let's jump into it. Layers of Fear. This is the remake of the original Layers of Fear and Layers of Fear 2, as well as an added writer chapter. So, maybe they might have changed some things. Maybe they didn't change anything. Maybe it's a one-to-one remake. Maybe it's not. In any case, some of this stuff is going to be familiar to me. Some of the stuff might not. So, for all intents and purposes, this is a first playthrough. I do remember much more about the first game than I do about the second game. Not sure why. The second game felt a little forgettable, but let's get into it and see what they've added new.
I once had it all. My palate was sated. Nostrils stimulated, standing venerated. And one day, you took everything away but shame and pain. I'm still not sure what game you're playing, but I'm back.
Is she the real Slim Shady? She back? Back again? So I do believe that this is the writer. And as I mentioned before, it seems like this might serve as an intermediary, or transitionary, might be a better word, chapter that's going to introduce us to the two games and the DLC of the first game, and I'm assuming it'll also have its own story and conclusion as well.
I'm taking what's mine.
A little aggressive, but you know. 10 years earlier. Let's go. Alright, chat. Hoping that the game is not super badly optimized. Hey, beautiful.
It made me think of your poem. Congratulations.
This is a weird observation to make, chat, but those are some shiny, shiny nails. She must have a hell of a fucking nail care routine. Cool little lighter. Sensitivity needs to get knocked down though. that is way too high for me. Mouse acceleration off, mouse sensitivity, drag that bad boy down. I don't know about you, chat, but I enjoy playing on a much lower, that is still too high. On a much lower sensitivity, in really any game, shooter or otherwise. I'm gonna yank it all the way down, how about that? Okay, that's a little much. All right, how about right there? That's perfect. I'm assuming that's like husband, son. To the left, to the left. I don't know if I should go down into the basement of this little. Oh, chat. Because we're on a coast, right? In a little hut off a coast next to a lighthouse, or are we in the little hut that's attached to the lighthouse? Anyways, there's that movie with William Dafoe. I forget what it's called. I think it might just be called Lighthouse or whatever. That movie's sick. I wish there was a psychological horror that was inspired by that. That would be a cool fucking game. What was I gonna turn off? I was gonna change something. Right, I need to change the gamma a little bit, chat. Like, that was incredibly dark when it didn't need to be. Knock it up a couple pegs, that's it. And I kind of did want to raise the music just a hair, because it was a little too quiet. It's thundering out, nice ambience. Hello, let's go.
Dear, congratulations once again on winning our competition. Let us repeat, your submission astonished us.
If your power goes
and
out,
we
I'll
are
screw.
delighted to welcome you in our hermitage.
I never had a power outage
The
due
whole
to
White
a
House is at your disposal.
lightning storm, thankfully. We've had a couple of power outages for other reasons, you know, idiots running into fucking power poles and shit like that, but... So what is the... Close, just right, look. We open this? No! A piece of story, chat. We've gotten an achievement. Let me know if the game looks too dark for you guys, by the way. For me, it looks okay. Maybe a bit on the darker side, but it's not too bad. But I know typically on stream it tends to be a little bit darker than it is for me. Isn't there a way to, like, zoom in? Oh, there it is, focus. Mental and physical. The service. No war. Focus on the art and finishing the painting. So obviously there's some relation to what has gone on here and what happened in the games.
Will receive an opportunity to write the book on the subject in our lighthouse, accommodated especially for this purpose.
Did Goosebump teach us nothing? Goosebump was sick. Have they ever made a Goosebump inspired, or a, even if not inspired, but a Goosebump horror game? That'd be kind of cool. Game looks tight though. Certainly looks way better than the first two.
Oh, like
Unreal
it's
Engine
at
5
your
doing
disposal.
miracles.
My ass.
I like how I was talking, so I didn't hear anything of what she said except the final. My ass. Okay, chat. I'm gonna make a mental note. I'm turning that into a sound effect. My ass. Shut up, dog. Okay, we'll answer the phone before we do anything else that stops ringing.
Hello?
I received the word that you came to the lighthouse.
Oh, they did.
You find everything
Nice.
to your liking.
I'm assuming it was probably
That was
older,
fast.
right?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm very pleased to hear it. Now, are you writing?
What?
You must understand, Mrs. It is imperative that you start your work as soon as possible. I will remind you that you signed a contract. So it is very
A few.
specific on the timeline. I would advise you abide by it.
My ass.
Goodbye.
Oh, I'm not gonna let that go. I have the humor of a fucking 5-year-old. Somebody saying my ass shouldn't really make me fucking laugh, but...
I'm an adult, Mama. Crippled or not, I can take
Okay,
care
so
of
the
myself.
guy in the picture...
It's time for you to focus on yourself.
Okay.
I can't wait to read
So
that
the
book.
guy in the picture was her son.
Love you.
So obviously something happened to her son for her to come over to this lighthouse. He was wearing like one of those very cozy looking long sleeve, high turtleneck looking sweaters. It's, you know, traditionally what you see people that work out at seas and whatnot wear, right? In old-timey areas, old-timey stuff. So clearly he was a worker here. Chapter 1, Marriage. Chapter 2, Accident with Fire. Chapter 3, Destruction of Marriage. Metaphors. Shape-changing environment. Huh. Alright.
Our sources say 428 entries have been submitted to the agency. The entry that won was surprising, to say the least. It wasn't a scholar who won it, nor someone with proper education that would give him an understanding of life. He was a sensationalist, a horror writer, and...
And what? And what? Jay, you have no idea how much I appreciate games that read for me. Out of order. Interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if this opens up later, and once we get to the top of the lighthouse is how... Oops. Is how we access Chapter 2. Or the second game, rather. Since that has to do with, you know, being on a boat. And there were a couple of instances, if I don't remember wrong, from the second game, where you look through, like, a little telescope. So we could just go in right. The note that our son left... Or actually, sorry, on the phone, he did ask us, you know, to write. Or rather, asked if we were writing. A lot of things.
Look, I'm aware of the rat's presence, okay? But nothing can be done about it. They've been on this island as long as anyone can remember.
Why would you want to do anything about it? You can keep some cute little rat friends, chat. Rats are pretty cute. I think they are. I mean, not like big old nasty sewer rats, but I think rats and mice are cute little fellas. Oh man, look at that Unreal Engine 5 paint texture. Woo! That's the future, baby. Alright, well, everything seems to be in working order. Rats are adorable, but I'm biased as I owned a few. That's fair. There's some old, like, something with Horrorland, and there's one from the movies, etc., and I think there's another that's way older. Damn. Is there any new horror franchise at all, like, in terms of, like, novel, that's anything like Goosebumps? Because I know that you had Goosebumps, and then there was another horror novel series for aimed at, like, young adults. I don't remember the name, but it was, like, on the same sort of vein as Goosebumps. Or maybe it was just the TV series that was like the Goosebumps TV series. Fear Street! Oh, sorry, not Fear Street. Yeah, Fear Street is the new day. Chat, watch the Fear Street movies. If you have Netflix, watch the Fear Street movies. They are so good. The first one, I think, is probably the better one. The second one is kind of whatever. I think the second one is the one that's very much inspired by, like, slashers like Friday the 13th. But they're good movies. They're fun. If you have Netflix, I highly recommend them. But yeah, there was a series that was, like, similar to, like, Goosebumps running at the same time. I don't remember if it was just TV series or books as well, but... Yeah, I wonder if there's something as big as Goosebumps. Because Goosebumps... Like, when I was in middle school, Goosebumps was, like, a pretty big deal. I remember reading quite a few of the Goosebumps books. I don't remember much about... Okay, is the door open? What was that noise? What was that noise? I remember reading a few of the books for Goosebumps. I don't know if they still do it, but back when I went to middle school, you had to, like every time you read a book, each book had, like, certain point value assigned to it, and if you hit, like, however many points by the end of whatever, right, by a certain date, you'd get to go on, like, a limo trip and whatnot. I was robbed out of my limo trip out of a fucking technicality, chat. I had the most points out of everybody, because I read more books than everybody in my class. I'm mad about it. Is that not down here? I thought maybe that was, like... Oh, it must have been one of the locked doors, actually. I thought maybe, like, the power had gone out. I mean, the lights are still working. Voteki, welcome in. Fact or Fiction was a good spooky show, too. I think that's what it's called. The Haunting Hour. Closest thing I can think of is the FNAF books, but I haven't read them, so I don't know about the quality. Yeah, I don't... That's a loud fucking painting. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever read the FNAF books. I enjoyed the FNAF lore when I played the 4 games and, like, chat was telling me all about them. I was intrigued and I found it pretty fun, but I don't know if I'll ever actually read the books myself. Y'all want some taters? Oh, dude, we can see our little bootsies. That's tight. All right. I guess we're done.
Might as well make some good use of the phone while I'm here.
I guess so. Like an unlimited calls, let's go. Hey, there's a note. Did we check that note? Can we even check that note?
Hello?
Hi, darling.
Okay, this is her
I'm calling
husband.
to let you know I'm
right?
here. Can you believe the agency already called to see if I was working?
That's insane. Did you at least have time to settle in a bit?
Or is this
How's the
still her
hideout?
son?
Inspiring? Spooky? Haunted?
All of these things.
Or was the note even directed to
I
her?
was just looking around, and it's
I'm trying to
certainly something.
trying a little too hard
How
to
are
piece
you?
the story
Do
together.
the meds work?
Don't you worry about me, Mama. This is
Okay, so this
your
is her
time
son. Never
to
mind.
do your
Not a
work.
husband. Okay.
To live
So
your life.
the picture is 1000% her son. This is okay.
Well,
I
maybe
was
you're
correct.
right.
Deduced
I
correctly.
should probably get to it then. Bye, son. Love you.
I would show you 3 or 4.
Love
It
you
would
too,
show you
Mama.
3 or 4 reenactments of stories, and then in the end, it would tell you if they were true or not. That's actually pretty cool. All right, can we get back to writing? I only suggest the Silver Eyes for the FNAF books, specifically the novel, not the graphic
I know how
novel.
you must
There's a
feel.
graphic novel?
Lost. Alone. Hopeless. You probably deserve it. But even for you, there is still a way. A way to bring it all back. The one precious thing you ever truly desired. Finish it.
Every portrait that is painted with feeling is a portrait of the artist, not of the sitter. Damn, that's true though. Yeah, so this is the first game. So, if the first game kicks off when she starts writing, are we supposed to assume that everything that happened in the first game was her writing? Are they pulling an Alan Wake here? Is that what's going on? Yeah, are we supposed to infer that this is a story she wrote? Or is this just gonna connect somehow? Typewriter equals Alan Wake. Well, yeah. Do y'all want some brandy or bourbon? Oh, there's some inside still. Let's go.
We would like to ask you to cease bothering our pest control specialists, as well as refrain from sending us any more of your highly inappropriate letters. All of our employees that visited your house reported absolutely no signs of a rodent infestation of any kind, and as such, decided not to act further than a prophylactic spray. Please treat this letter as a final warning, or else the next envelope you'll receive will be from our lawyers.
Oh, damn. We're getting sued, chat. Yeah, it would be an interesting idea if these ended up actually being stories that somebody wrote and not like actual things that happened. Or I mean, perhaps they're stories inspired by real events that happened within the universe, right?
Figured you'd be up all night, so I made you a little treat. You know, I bet even Rembrandt occasionally took time off from being
Beyond
brilliant
belief
and
factor
snored his head
fiction.
off like the rest of us common folk. I know. In other words, get some sleep, you big dummy. I love you.
No, you don't. Paint. Rose door, burnt umber, sienna, brushes 25, air fresheners 50 packs. Okay, so that's just a list, like a shopping list. Paprika. I don't like the way he wiggles it. That's too smooth of a wiggling animation, chat. Where's the banana? Hold on. I gotta let my 5-year-old humor shine. Where's the banana? Damn. No phallic object to be seen. Yeah, you know, Xenon, you are correct. Like, you feel abnormally fucking tall in this game. Like, that is at, like, fucking knee high. Like, dude. You'd have to, like, sit down to chop things up. That is... Cyan, welcome in. You're Victor Wimbyama? Who in the world is that? It'd be a cool way to tie the first 2 games together and open up the possibility of more being added to the story. That would be true. Although, Bloober team did say that with Final Fantasy, with Silent Hill 2 Remake, they will start to focus more... Oh, it looks like there were items here that had been there for quite some time. They are going to focus more on combat-driven horror games, or at least games with horror, rather than walking simulators. So they're going to try to move more away from that. Now, that doesn't mean they won't make them in the future, but I don't think we'll see it anytime soon. But you are correct. It certainly does open up for the writer to be a sort of medium to introduce a variety of stories and have them all be within the same universe.
I didn't touch the workshop, just like you asked. Although I can't imagine the mess that's inside. Also, if you care so much for that room, maybe you should pay more attention to where you leave the keys. I brought them back to your office.
I like how that one, he stuck it there. That way, if you don't remember where the key was, you can come back and read the thing again. Open up! That's not my office. Is this my office? That's a trap. A 4-way trap. Little Vinny and Partners. Got a rat problem and call us now and forget about it! That would be very effective, right? That's typically how you do it. You got a rat problem, you just stick 10 traps in one spot. That'll get them.
I'm sorry for yesterday. You were right.
Oh, he's a basketball player. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't
It's
play
just that
basketball. Or I don't
This
watch
isn't
basketball.
About me. It's about her. Everything I do with her best interest in mind. I guess I've always believed that in an imperfect world, it's worth it to strive for perfection. Now I'm starting to sound like my father. I will work on my temper, though. Promise. We'll talk later.
So, chat, if you haven't gotten the gist, this is husband and wife talking to each other through notes. And the reason they do so is because the person we're playing as right now, the husband, we lock ourselves into our paint room and paint day, night. So the only way our wife has to talk to us is through notes that she leaves around the house. So whenever we do leave, we can actually read them. And of course, we do the same. My ass. Excuse me? Interesting. All right. Yeah, that would certainly be interesting. What the? We can't press the button? Right. Oh, it flickers, but I can't quite interact with it. Snake oil! Let's go.
How the hell did they fuck up the length? How the hell did they fuck up the length? How the hell did they... How the hell did they fuck up... How the hell did they... How the hell did they fuck up... How the hell did they fuck up the...
The length of what?
How did they fuck up the length?
Oh, the prosthesis. For the... Yeah, right. Oh man, that's a good old wine bottle wasted.
Some call him the new Caravaggio. Others compare him to Van Eyck. And one
Caravaggio.
awestruck critic who wished
Caravaggio.
to remain unnamed went as far as to invoke, quote,
We're just gonna ignore the
spirit
A.
of the greatly and-
Caravaggio.
Any way you slice it,
Caravaggio.
the exhibition proved an immense success. Its distinct style has been praised for its unique combination of
There's some attempt. Yeah, I suppose so.
The
Better
artist
than nothing.
himself attended the event in the company of his beautiful fiancée, looking stunning in her black gown, revealed to us exclusively that the couple are indeed expecting.
The noise of the rain are incredibly loud. This is chill though, chat. Look at this. Oh man. I could hella make... Oh, chat. That's tight. I could hella turn this into like the just chatting screen or something. That's cool. Or have it be the background of the starting screen when we play horror games. Ooh. Neighbors are setting off fireworks. For what? What's the occasion? The occasion is that we live in damn America.
I'm so sick and tired of us talking through these notes. We live in the same house, for God's sake. Come talk to me when you're done, before you go to sleep.
No. You don't tell me what to do. Cool paintings, though. Babyface. He's pretty cool. We got Boobaloobo. He's kind of funny. This guy got caught in the act. He's doing something. All I know is I'm here trying to figure out this new Wally bot, and in the back I'm hearing pop, pop, pop. It's locked.
Been working all night. Don't wake me up.
And this is our bedroom. Okay. A ring! I just chilling there. Chat, you like how we can telekinetically grab things?
Might not be a household name yet, but just give her time. The incredibly talented multi-instrumentalist gave
That's
an
right.
astounding performance last night, winning over even the most ardent naysayers. Quote, "She was simply astounding. I haven't seen such passion, energy, and skill in years," stated famed pianist Daniel Richter. He was not alone in his praise. It seems even Anthony Giles, one of its harshest critics, has finally seen the light. Giles had previously made disparaging comments about the artist, stating, quote, "There's more to performing music than enthusiasm in a pretty face." When asked if, after witnessing last night's performance, he regrets these words, Mr. Giles gave us a look that can only be described as a mixture of awe and embarrassment. Pressed for an answer, he simply said, "Yes." We caught up with the star.
Chat, I bet you most people that make comments regarding somebody's looks are probably the ugliest people on the fucking planet.
The long-awaited opening of the Galactic Department store turned into hell on Earth when the building's wiring burst into flames.
She ain't even
While the
that good
majority of
looking.
the visitors
What do you
managed to
care
reach the
about?
emergency
What the
exit in time,
What do you
several
mean?
unfortunate attendees were trapped in the back of the building, having no chance to escape the raging inferno. The exact number of casualties has not yet been determined, although it is estimated that at least a dozen people have been severely injured. The owner of the Galactic, Ronald Sheffield, has so far declined the comment on today's tragic events.
So this was the theater or opera house, whatever, where our wife was going to perform that day. If you've seen the cover of the game, that might explain a few things. Wouldn't it be sick if we just walked around the game with a cane like we were fucking House?
Sorry. Couldn't sleep. The leg's been acting up again. Figured I might as well do some work.
Oh, wait, oh, we have the prosthetic leg, right. Yeah, our daughter's a baby, I believe, at this time, according to how the room looks like. You'll see it. Right, okay, so we have the prosthetic leg. I completely forgot about it. Again, Chad, it's been years since I've played the OG, so memory's a bit fuzzy. That would explain the cane. And that would explain why that report card was in the basement, right. I believe this is our office. Go ahead and visit it first. What is that? What is that, dude?
Let me ask you one simple question. Have you completely lost your goddamn mind?
I might have.
I know you're going through some rough times right now. I really do. That's why I've agreed to let you do those illustrations in the first place. For old time's sake. I even deliberately gave you a trivial task, because I expected Little Red Riding Hood to be something you can draw in your sleep. What I didn't expect is to get this demented nightmare fuel you submitted for a kid's bedtime story. There is no way in hell I'm using this, and I already regret agreeing to a payment in advance. Please, get your shit together.
Alright, chat. You ready to see what this guy's complaining about? You ready to see? Hey, that apple actually still looks pretty good. I forget that there's a sprint button. That's the key we need. So, these are the illustrations we made for the Little Red Riding Hood book. I mean, I guess I guess they're a little fucked up, but like, this is how the story goes, right? Actually, wait, no. Doesn't Little Red Riding Hood get like rescued by the huntsman? She certainly doesn't get this. Okay, maybe the guy's got a point. You know what would be dope? Oh, I wonder if there's a game like that already. What if you had a game that was based on like the original fairy tales, right? Like OG Red Riding Hood, OG Pinocchio, which are like much darker than, you know, what Disney presented them as, right? But you see it from the eye of like the villain, right? That would be sick. Don't ask me for the details. I can't work them out, but I think that'd be a cool idea. A gun. Yeah? Huh? Yeah? Chat, you like how I handle the... Yeah, chat, you like how... God damn it.
I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. Tonight it's all about you and me.
Because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Who's this guy? What is this guy supposed to be? What the fuck? Chat, are you seeing that? That's a floaty. Where'd it go? There's a little fucking little circle floating. What? Depends on the version, but there's a gory one where she's dead, I think. Let me check. The original one, yes. A lot of the fairy tales are very dark. Very dark. Obviously, once, you know, they get translated for kids, once they get, you know, once you see Disney's own version, right? They're much lighter in tone. It's always, you know, happily ever after. But original, like the original version of the fairy tales, very dark. Hey, you always got to have a poltergeist reference in every horror game. It's a bit of a spooky little place, huh? Our mom looks, or our wife looks a little funny. Can you imagine Can you imagine if you're a child and you just draw like, you know, what like a 3, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old would draw, and your dad looks at it and is like, "Nah, this is garbage. Throw it in the trash. Hooves are not pink. What is this? Get it out of here." You fucking crushing, dude. Terrible parenting.
Hush. Daddy's here.
Make some cool beats with that. All right. We got the key. We've explored the house. Let us go to our office and begin the actual game.
No, this is private.
Okay, I'll put it back. My bad. That's a lot of alcohol, chat. In case you didn't get it, this dude's an alcoholic. I think these open up whenever we clear each chapter, but I could be misremembering. All right, here we go.